There are moments in life when the past doesn't just knock on your door, it breaks it down. For Marcus Wheeler, that moment came on a Tuesday afternoon in September in the waiting room of Mercy General Hospital. He sat there, 73 years old and hands trembling, not from age, but from the name he'd just heard called by the nurse, James Sullivan, room 304. 47 years. 47 years since he'd heard that name, 47 years since that night. Marcus's daughter, Jennifer, noticed the color drained from his father's face. "Dad, you okay?" But Marcus couldn't speak. His mind had already traveled back to 1976, back to a small town in Alabama, back to when he was 26 years old with a wife, a newborn daughter, and a dream of opening his own auto repair shop. The shop had been his everything. He'd saved for 8 years, working double shifts, sacrificing sleep and comfort. The day he got the keys, he wept. His wife, Clara, had kissed his tears and whispered, "You did it, baby. You really did it." 3 months, that's all he got. 3 months of building something, of pride, of believing that maybe, just maybe, things were changing. Then came the fire. Marcus still remembered the smell, gasoline and burning rubber. He remembered running toward the flames, remembered neighbors holding him back, remembered watching everything turn to ash. The police found him quickly, 5 young white men, drunk and laughing. The ringleader was James Sullivan, 22 years old, son of the deputy sheriff. The trial was a joke. The verdict? Boys will be boys. Property damage. Probation. No jail time, no real consequences. Just Marcus's dreams reduced to a pile of charred metal and broken glass. Marcus left Alabama 2 weeks later, started over in Chicago with nothing but rage and shame burning in his chest. That rage became his fuel. He worked harder, angrier, building success like a fortress around his wounded heart. He taught Jennifer to be strong, to never trust easily, to remember that the world could be cruel. He built walls, thick ones, and told himself they were protection. But walls built from pain don't just keep danger out. They keep love locked in. "Dad," Jennifer touched his arm. "What's wrong?" Marcus looked at his daughter, 47 years old now, a doctor, brilliant and kind despite the bitterness he'd fed her growing up. She'd broken free from his anger somehow, become something better than his pain. "I need to see someone," he whispered. Room 304 was quiet except for the steady beep of monitors. James Sullivan lay in the hospital bed, thin and gray, consumed by cancer that had spread too far, too fast. He was alone. Marcus stood in the doorway, and for a moment, he was 26 years old, watching his dreams burn. Then, James opened his eyes. Recognition came slowly, then all at once. James's face crumpled. "Marcus Wheeler," he breathed. And in those 2 words was everything. Shame, recognition, fear. "You remember," Marcus said. It wasn't a question. "Every day," James whispered, his voice barely audible. "Every single day of my life." Marcus moved closer, pulled up a chair. His hands were still shaking. "Why?" "I was drunk. I was stupid. James stopped, tears streaming down his hollow cheeks. "There's no excuse. There's nothing I can say that makes it right." 47 years, James. 47 years I've carried what you did." "I know." James closed his eyes. "I wrote you letters, dozens of them. Never sent a single one. I was too much of a coward. You destroyed everything I built. I know. You broke something in me that night. I know." James was sobbing now, his frail body shaking. "I'm so sorry. God, Marcus, I'm so sorry. I've lived with it every day. It poisoned everything. My marriage, my relationship with my kids. I became a drunk, just like my father. I hurt people because I was hurting, and it all started that night, the night I became a monster. Marcus sat there, looking at this dying man, this shadow of the person who had haunted his nightmares, and something unexpected happened. The anger that had lived in his chest for 47 years, the anger he'd fed and nurtured and used as armor, suddenly felt unbearably heavy. He thought about Jennifer, about the walls he'd built, about all the years he'd let that night define him. James Sullivan had stolen 3 months of his life, but Marcus had given him 47 years. "I have a daughter," Marcus heard himself say. "She's a doctor. She saves lives." James opened his eyes, confused by the shift. "I rebuilt," Marcus continued, "not in Alabama, but in Chicago. I opened 5 shops eventually, employed over 100 people over the years. 70% of them were black kids from the neighborhood who needed a chance." That's good," James whispered. "I did all of that carrying you with me, carrying that anger, carrying that night." Marcus leaned forward. "I'm 73 years old, James. You're dying, and I'm tired of carrying you." "I can't give you absolution," Marcus said, his voice steady now. "What you did was evil. It was racist and cruel, and it broke something in me that took decades to even begin healing. Your apology doesn't erase that." "I know, but I can give you something else." Marcus stood up, looked down at this broken man, this shadow of the person who had haunted his nightmares. "I can stop letting that night own me. I can stop letting you own me." James was crying harder now, his breath coming in gasps. "I forgive you, James Sullivan, not because you deserve it, not because it makes what you did okay, but because I deserve peace. I deserve to put this weight down." Marcus walked to the door, then paused. "You took 3 months from me, but I'm not giving you another day, not one more day." When Marcus returned to the waiting room, Jennifer stood immediately. "Dad, what happened? Who was that?" Marcus looked at his daughter, his beautiful, compassionate daughter, who'd somehow learned to forgive despite him, not because of him, and he felt something crack open in his chest. Not breaking, opening. "Someone from a long time ago," he said. "Someone I needed to let go of." Jennifer studied Marcus's face and saw something she'd never seen before. The hardness around his eyes had softened. The perpetual tension in his jaw had eased. "Dad," she said carefully, "are you okay?" Marcus pulled his daughter into a hug, really held her for the first time in years. "I'm getting there, baby girl. I'm finally getting there." James Sullivan died 3 days later. Marcus didn't attend the funeral, but he sent flowers with a card that read simply, "Peace to you." Some people thought Marcus was a saint for forgiving. Others thought he was a fool. But Marcus knew the truth. Forgiveness wasn't about James Sullivan at all. It was about a 73-year-old man who finally understood that holding on to hatred was like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It was about choosing, after 47 years, to put down the weight. It was about freedom. Because forgiveness isn't weakness. It's not forgetting. It's not saying what happened was okay. Forgiveness is the key we forge ourselves to unlock the prison we've been living in. And Marcus Wheeler, at 73 years old, walked free.